Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Razor, and today I bring you Minor Wars 2081. Reading off the box, Steam says that Minor Wars is a 6 Degrees of Freedom action survival space shooter simulation game. What 6 Degrees of Freedom means that you have complete and utter control over your ship in space. So basically you have your basic forward, reverse, sway left, sway right, rotation keys. You also have another set of keys which allow you to move vertically. So you have full control. And that's quite cool. Not many games do that. You get games like Free Space, and oh my god, I enjoyed Free Space. That's such a fun game. But in games like that, your ship acts kind of like a plane or a jet, where you move in a straight line, and the only way to turn is to take this massive angling arc. In this, think of this as sort of a first-person shooter, but you can move in any which direction you choose to go. The quote which I have to disagree with from the description on the box is that it's a simulation, and that's just blatantly not true. Now, a simulation space game is sort of something like Independence War, where you have to manage all your shields and your weaponry, and you have to manage your docking and refueling and setting up your drones and all sorts of things. For example, docking in this game, well, there is none. You sort of just fly into a bigger ship and you sort of just sit there until you reach another destination, until the load screen goes away. And to access terminals and stuff, you don't have to do anything. You just go up to this massive terminal, which is a bit immersion breaking, let's say, because come on, I mean, you're in a ship and there's a terminal, a massive terminal as big as your ship, just there on the side of a wall, and you just go up to it and you press I, and it opens up a screen where you can choose what you want to do. But you're in the ship, you're not actually accessing the terminal, and it sort of just doesn't make any sort of sense whatsoever. How you refuel and repair in this game is you just go up to a box and you press space to pick up the supplies, and that's about it. I can't honestly say that this is a simulation. It's nowhere near. This is, however, an action game, and you spend a lot of the time just shooting down enemies. Right now I'm playing in easy mode. I've played a bit of the campaign in normal, but it is incredibly hard, and the reason for that is probably because it's a co-op game. It's meant to be a co-op game. I have to say, I was looking forward to playing this game, but I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. And the reason for that is, again, probably just co-op, because the game is built around the idea of co-op. You can, whenever you start a game, it starts in co-op mode, as in people can freely just join your server. This game has 16-player co-op. That is massive, and I can see how that'll be incredibly fun to play with friends. Get a couple, maybe 2-3 friends, and have them join you in a server and, you know, roam and wreak havoc. Like I was saying, the game is an action game. It is fun to fire the weapons. The weapons are done incredibly well. The hit detection is spot on, and it is kind of open world, as in you have these sectors. You have a massive map that you saw in the start, and each portion of the map is a sector, and you're free to go visit all of them the moment you're done with the mission, or you could just head back to your home ship and travel to another destination. Each destination contains something new. For example, I restarted the game in easy mode because it is incredibly hard in normal as it is, and I just explored. I ignored the campaign and decided to head off in my own direction, and I found pirates, I found miners rebelling, and it was good fun. The game, at the end of the day, is a story-driven game. Its story it's mediocre, it's decent, it's nothing special. It does a good job taking you where you need to go and provides the circumstances for you to, well, blow shit up. But like I said, you're free to ignore the missions and go exploring at your own pace, and with friends I can see how this would be incredibly fun. There are some quirks I have with the game and certain problems I have. For example, the game, it's not the best looking game in the world, but it takes its toll on the system, and the reason for that is probably the destructible environment, which is also the reason the load times are crazy long. While the destructible environment is a huge plus, it's epic fun to go blow your way through an asteroid just to get an opening behind an enemy. The downside of this is that the load times, they're so long. If you're playing single player and there's no one in your game, the moment you die you get the option of going back to a checkpoint or go back to the menu. Now obviously if you go back to the checkpoint it has to load up the game again, but it takes about 40 seconds to a minute to do that, and you sort of just sit there looking at the little circle rotate. Now this wouldn't be that much of an issue, but coupled with how fast you die, there are no regenerating shields or anything. Once your armor's gone, it's gone, and unless you find some more armor and pick it up, your hull is going to take some serious damage, and the moment it's gone, you lose and you have to restart. This can be really annoying. For example, you're going on a mission and you just had this massive firefight, and because you completed that bit, the game checkpoints and saves you there. But then lo and behold, you have another fight around the corner, but they haven't given you any armor or repairs or anything. So you go into the fight damaged and bruised, and you lose, and then you spend a minute or so staring at the load screen, only to have to restart at the checkpoint with nothing again, just to have to lose again. So you have to essentially go all the way back, which is a bit of a pain. This could be a challenge to some. Some people like it hard, and some people like having to watch yourself, how you spend your ammo and your armor, and how you go around corners and such. This is all my own opinion, of course, and before you go out and take this for a fact, please make an opinion for yourself. Go out and do some research if you're considering buying this game. There's a demo available. Go out and check it out. What I have to give to this game, though, is that you can mine and you can customize your ship. You can change the weapons that you have on your ship. You can change the ammo type. You can change all sorts of things. And in addition to this, you can also mine asteroids for minerals and resources. And then you can, of course, go and trade these. However, I felt, in the first few stages of the game that mining doesn't play a big enough role, seeing as how you guys are miners and everything. But on top of all this, you spend most of the time shooting rather than mining. Speaking of shooting, you also forced, when you play the campaign and such, to go through these tight corridors inside bigger stations and things, and this is incredibly disorientating. I don't know how they would go about not making it so, because all the environments look really similar once you're in the tight tunnels and such. The two things I haven't tried in this game: the multiplayer deathmatch mode, which is obviously just deathmatch, which I suppose would be this pretty standard, but I haven't had the chance to try it as of yet, and the editor, which I have to say is a massive plus. Games like Warcraft 3 have their lifespans increased by a hell of a lot just because of the editor and because people can make their own maps. And the ability to make your own sectors in this is a huge plus. It's fantastic, and just to see what people will come up with this, with fully destructible environments and everything. One last thing I want you guys to know is that this game has always on DRM. What that means is that if you're offline, you will not be able to play the game. However, if you started with internet and then you pull the plug, you can carry out the mission, you can complete it, and it'll work just as fine. It won't cut you off mid-game, which is nice, I suppose. It's not for me to judge. I don't condone it, obviously, but it's up to you guys to make up your minds. There's not much info about this game out there. It is one of the first greenlit games out there, and if you're considering buying this, I highly recommend you check out the demo. Even if you're not considering buying it, just take a look at the demo, make up your own minds about it. Don't take my word for granted. Don't forget to enter the giveaway in the description below. Just have a look down there and see if you want a chance of winning the game. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that stuff. See you around next time.